Ukraine in chaos, as Russia drops around 700 FABs in a week. It's day 885 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. Starting from the northern front. The Ukrainian counteroffensive on this front has been a complete failure. They have been counterattacking with superior manpower for several weeks, and were not able to push Russians at all. Russian sources say Ukraine has performed 2 waves of counterattacks on these 2 bridgeheads. Near Hlybake, last time we saw how Ukraine changed their attack and started attacking north of the village, which gave them small success, as they were able to capture a couple of houses. However, I told you that this is not the best place to be in, where you are surrounded by Russian forces from 3 sides. So I suggest that they will have to quickly expand this area. But unfortunately, they were not able to do that. After holding that area for a couple of weeks, it was recently reported Ukrainian forces withdrew from the area, due to Russian pressure from 3 sides. Russian sources say Ukrainians suffered high losses, as their only way in was constantly shelled by Russian forces. In addition, after the withdrawal, Ukraine experimented with other ways to advance. Recently, they performed a landing operation on this reservoir, similar to what we saw on Dnipro River. They planned to land on the western side of Hlybake and simultaneously launch an attack from here. However, the Russian recon unit detected them and were quickly shelled by a precise strike from Russian aviation, and as a result the attack was repelled. It should be acknowledged, Russian aviation has played a very important role in defense and offense. They are daily conducting hundreds of sorties and striking Ukrainian positions. Recently, Ukrainian officials claimed Russian aviation in 1 week has dropped around 700 FABs on their positions, which is an insanely high number. They requested their Western partners to provide them with more air defenses so they can stop Russian aviation. I should clarify, the number Ukrainian officials provided was not exclusive to the northern front, but for the whole front line. In recent days there are rumors Russia is planning to reactivate this front and launch a second wave of offensive. It is well known, Russia does have significant manpower near Belgorod. But in recent days Ukraine has been building more defenses on this front, so it might be costly for Russians. Now moving to Avdiivka sector. Here Ukrainian forces, even after deploying their western trained brigades, are not able to stop the Russian advance. Every day Russians are penetrating deeper and deeper. In my previous report, I explained to you that the Russian forces' objective is to break through this defensive belt of Ukrainian forces. For this they were able to create this 2 bridgehead. At Prokania bridgehead, previously we saw that Russian forces were able to break through the railway track and take this area, which included complete control of Avdiivka village. Since then they have been expanding and extending the bridgehead in several directions. Today it was confirmed they were able to reach the outskirts of Vesely Zelana and Suriyak, as they took this area under their control. In addition, they are pushing northwards, while other groups are pushing southwards. To close the gap to the defense belt as quickly as possible, they are also pushing from Lazovatsky bridgehead. Ukrainian sources acknowledge the situation is very critical. In addition, they also acknowledge that Russians have improved their tactics significantly. Instead of blindly attacking, they are now planning and coordinating their attacks and keeping constant pressure. As a result, Ukrainian forces have a hard time stopping them. Looking at the current situation, Ukraine will be forced to deploy their newly formed brigades to this front. Because if Ukraine loses this defense belt, they do not have more dense defenses until Pokrovsk. And seeing the current Russian pace, they could reach Pokrovsk in coming months. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.